Chris, I gotta ask, how limited do you believe LeBron will be on his ankle, and is it going to keep the Lakers from repeating as champs?
Well, he was clearly limited in the playing game against Golden State. I thought he looked really good in the 2 games he ended the regular season with, until that final tweak of the ankle. But I was told, and he said, that it wasn't really a big deal. So I was a bit stunned by how limited he was against Golden State. You saw it. He couldn't finish at the rim. He could post up, back down Andrew Wiggins, and then had trouble elevating to make the shots in the paint. So that was concerning. My feeling is that it will get better over time, but he clearly will be limited, I think, in this Phoenix series, at least to some degree. Remember, he was on a 30 minute restriction. He surpassed that, and thankfully he did for the Lakers because he hit that shot. But then also you heard the broadcaster say, Frank Vogel had said before the game, the longer LeBron plays, the tighter the ankle gets. So those are all concerning if you're a Lakers fan. But the question Jen asked, will this keep him from repeating? No, because I don't care if LeBron was healthy. Brooklyn's the best team in the NBA. Now, I think, could Brooklyn beat itself? Sure. Is the chemistry just not going to be there after only 8 games together in the regular season? Will Kyrie have some type of, focus issue? Maybe. Will egos get involved? Who knows? But if Brooklyn is right, they're beating LeBron, healthy ankle or not. So to me, the question is, will it hinder LeBron from getting out of the West? I still think they beat Phoenix, assuming LeBron and AD can play every game in the series. They beat Phoenix. If they face Portland or Denver in the second round, I think they beat either of them, assuming, even if LeBron's hampered to a degree. If he can play every game, I think they're better than all those teams. The team that could stop them if LeBron's hampered is the Clippers. That's it. Now, I would expect that as time goes on through the first 2 rounds, LeBron will be back to normal, or, he won't be hindered the way he was against Golden State. And I think that could help. The Lakers could beat the Clippers in 7. That's my pick. Lakers over Clippers in 7. But if LeBron is as he was against Golden State, I think the Clippers would beat him. So I'm sticking with the Lakers pick, assuming LeBron's going to gradually get healthier. But if I don't know what he was against Golden State, what would you guys say, 75%? That's not enough to beat the Clippers. I think it's enough to beat the other teams he has to face in the West.
Well, the mere fact that he was on a minutes restriction tells you something, because normally in the playoffs, Chris, nobody's on a minute restriction. You play as long as you need to in order to get the win. And so for him to be like, look, LeBron, we really don't want you to go very much over this, lets you know. Now, in the bubble, he played averaged a little over 36 minutes a game in the bubble. Considering when you factor in the blowouts, you know, like, wow, he really didn't. There were some games that they blew, they ended up blowing out Portland, they blew out Houston. So there were some games that they had some blowouts in that. You're like, wow, okay. But the question is that it's not when LeBron's on the court, it's when LeBron's off the court. Because he was plus when he was on, and they were minus when he was off. They got to find a way to stem the tide, because he cannot play. I don't care healthy or not healthy. He can't play all 42 minutes, Chris. He just can't. And that's what really hurt him. If you look at when they losing to Golden State, and they might have would have still lost, but LeBron could not stay on the bench for more than a minute, because they might have a double-digit lead, and within the 40 seconds, it was down to 2, and LeBron was like, damn, I got to go back. So for me, and I agree, having had the injury that LeBron has had, I don't know if LeBron did this, but I would take an injection, Chris, and I felt good. Ooh, man, the first half, I felt like the old Shea. Midway through the third quarter, man, like somebody stuck a nail in my tire. Felt like I was running on a flat tire. And then become fourth quarter, I wanted to get another one, but I knew they weren't going to give me it. I just had to gut it out. And it seemed to me, the first half, you look at the explosion. Now, he still wasn't able to elevate, but he looked a little quick. And as the game progressed, you see, hey, Caruso, bring the ball up. Hey, bring the ball up, Schroeder. Let somebody else, Kuzma, go ahead and bring it up. he wanted to do as little as possible. So I agree with you, Chris. I think I would say he's like 85%, but I don't know if 85% is enough to win the title because for the most part, everybody else, with the exception of Donovan Mitchell, is healthy.
So you got the Clippers?
I ain't taking them.
Well, you just said he's just not right.
Y'all gonna get knocked out before y'all get to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's what
I'm counting on, Chris. That's what I'm counting on. But you know what? It'll be something else. Somebody that band got wrong. Somebody wasn't able to stay at home. You know, the pandemic. You know, I ain't gonna call no name, but somebody gonna have a million excuses to why the Clippers lost again.
Speaking of excuses, here we go again. I just can't take it anymore.
You gonna take it?
I've never seen anything like this. The protection of LeBron James. And look, I'm going to say it again. I love Rich Paul. I love Maverick Carter. They are genius at what they do. And I'm going to say it again. LeBron should drop to his knees each night before he goes to sleep and thank the Lord above for those two running his world for him, because they are the best at what they do. They're also great at planning excuses for their man.
Do you believe LeBron is hurt? Yes or no? It's as simple as that. Yes
Was
or no?
he out there? Yes, he was out there. Did he elevate to make that lucky shot that he made? Yes, he did. He elevated just fine. It looked just fine to me. Did he not jump and shoot? Yes.
Over Steph? Really, Skip?
Well,
he elevated over Steph.
Well, you were the one gloating about it.
That was a big shot.
Okay.
That was a big shot.
Okay. So we all know that Rich and Maverick especially they're masterful at using the media to plan excuses, maybe before the fact or after the fact, for LeBron. I hark back to he was sedated before games, 4, 5, and 6 against Boston that first go-around in Cleveland. Sedated because he was having a locker room issue with a teammate. Baloney! And then,
he was having a locker room issue with a teammate.
It wasn't. He didn't need sedation for it. Okay, stop it. and then he comes to the postgame after he gets swept by Golden State. What year was it? 2017. And he's wearing a soft cast on his hand. He said, according to Rich, I'm sure, and Maverick, that he broke it on the whiteboard after game 1 when JR lost his mind. And I thought LeBron had lost his mind because he had the last shot on Steph and he refused to take it. In the game, King. If you're the king and you're the GOAT, just in the game. So excuses are everywhere. So now we've got the one leg. He's literally on one leg, according to sources close to LeBron. One leg, does he have to use a crutch to get up the floor? He's like dragging his leg, so he needs a crutch and he can dribble with his left hand, right?
He got a cane.
He's got a cane, so he uses a cane to get up the floor. And obviously, if he pulls this off, he is the hero of heroes. He did it on one leg, and if he somehow flames out against the Phoenix Suns, CP3 has a coming out party finally against LeBron James, then he was only, by then he'll be like 62% on his bad leg,
right? Chris, we saw what happened. He on one leg, and he got poked in the eye, so he a pirate. So he got a peg leg and a patch over his eye. But guess what? Still find a way to get to the NBA Finals.
Wow. Okay. So, Chris, I'm sorry. I can't give you 85%.
You don't, so you think he's better than 85%?
Yes, I do. I do.
I'll say this, Skip. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the little stuff about him being injured off the court. I want to watch and see where he is. Like, I watched that game against Golden State, and you could see he wasn't himself.
Okay, so
I don't really want to hear because I'm like, if you're out there on the floor, then we count it.
So let me ask you a question.
Right? If you're out there on the floor, we're counting.
Let me ask you a question. So have you ever gone to work sick? You weren't sick, you came to work. You weren't sick, you came to work.
Yes.
Oh, no, you weren't sick. You came to work. If you come to work, you weren't sick. Let's use the same argument.
Well, no, what I'll say is if I go to work and I'm sick, then I have to deliver. If I go to work and I'm sick, then I have to deliver. And that's what I'm saying for LeBron. I just don't want to hear about, we can look, let somebody else say, he clearly wasn't himself.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
He can't get up in the air.
We saying it.
But I don't want to hear LeBron or somebody else say, I'm not the same. Let somebody else say it.
Let me just ask a question. Didn't LeBron James, with my own eyes, I watched him take over in the second half against Golden State the other night. He took the game over. Did he not just drive it like at will to the basket?
Had a couple of and-ones, didn't get caught. Skip, you know he's not the same. When you ever known LeBron James to go all them games without a dunk? Huh? LeBron James,
he's an old man. He's getting up there.
Don't
This
do
is
that,
year
Skip.
18.
Don't do that, Skip.
We'll give him some break.
No, we posterize folks. We posterize folks.
Well, he was posterized in the second half, just taking him right to the
Nurkic
rim.
just came back after what we did to him a couple of years ago.
Really?
He just got back.
From the dead.
Just got back.
Really?
But you know what? Okay.
He's going to have to rely on that jump. He's got to be hot from outside.
Yes.
And he shot it well against Golden State. I know overall he didn't, but he hit the 3 ball. Not just the long, that one.
Hit one in the corner.
He had a big one from the corner.
Yep. Against Wiggins.
So he's going to have to play like his age, right? He's going to have to be savvy. He's going to have to be crafty. His passing is going to have to be on point. His timing. Because the athleticism doesn't look like it's going to be there. He's still the smartest player in the league. He's still got the best basketball IQ.
Agreed.
And he does have guys to share the ball with. So that's the type of LeBron we may have to see if the Lakers are going to keep
Okay,
advancing.
but hold on. Shannon Sharp is already making the Schroeder excuse because all I'm hearing now, Chris, is that, Schroeder's causing dissension in the ranks. Well, okay, so now we got the Schroeder excuse planted ahead of the playoffs that how can LeBron overcome a guy who's just playing for stats and a contract?
Hey, Chris, you saw what Schroeder was doing out there, didn't you? And you see Frankie B snatch his butt up out of there. When you ever known the starting point guard not to close the game, Chris? The starting point guard was that's not Drum. I'm not talking about a big guy that can't shoot free throws. I'm talking about your starting point guard. Where else is that happening at, Chris? In the NBA, name a team that your starting point guard is not in the lineup to close